Hey guys, this is Brian Lee Davidson Tarka. I'm reading the Bible, and this is a very, very quick part of chapter 4. Matthew, the disciple Matthew, the apostle Matthew, the Saint Matthew. Saint Matthew, I think a lot of Romanians would call him Saint Matthew. He was a saint, so every Christian is a saint. But this saint was an apostle, so the apostle Matthew, that was following Christ. He seems to write his gospel in like at least parts of his gospel. He writes it in little snippets. He seems to summarize things really quickly. So this is a summary of Jesus calling his first disciples. Um, this is in chapter 4, verse 18, and here it goes. Oh, well, it's 18 through 21. Okay, and this will be very quick. Jesus calls his first disciples. As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, called Peter, and his brother Andrew. See, he doesn't get into how Christ gave him the nickname Peter and all that. So yeah, he's like summing things up here. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Come, follow me, Jesus said, and I will send you out to fish for people. At once they left their nets and followed him. So there's an interaction here. This is Matthew's summary, and I don't doubt that all this happened. But there's also the whole Andrew going to Peter saying, "Hey, there's this guy from Galilee. Some people are saying he's the Messiah." And Peter's like, "Can anything good come from Galilee?" And Andrew's like, "Let's go see. Come and see." So that's like not there. And this is one of the reasons why we need all the Gospels to kind of get a fuller picture, you know. But this is Matthew's summary. Going from starting 20, going to 21. Um, See, I also there's this. I mean, I have no doubt that there was a point where they just like dropped their nets and followed him. I think that's also part of the summary. You know, they were fishermen. Um, Matthew doesn't include that dialogue. John does. Yeah, it's but yeah. Anyway, let's continue. 21. Going from going on from there, he saw two brothers, James, the son of Zebedee, and his brother John. They were in a boat with their father Zebedee, preparing their nets. Jesus called to them, and immediately they left their boats and their follow and their father and followed him. So I think one of the reasons why it's important to say this is a summary is because I've actually heard sermons on on the idea. It's like they'll use this, you know, in a way to say that don't wait to follow Jesus, go now. And it's like, okay, um, immediate here is probably a broad term. Okay, so I mean, because there was some discussion going on, and we also have to keep in mind immediately may mean different things to different people at this time. They were often traveling by foot. This isn't like how we are today, where I need to give somebody a call. Click. I'm video conferencing. Tap. I had them. I had their number saved on my phone. This isn't that kind of convenience. I think in a day where we have films that are heavily edited and things like that, we just like, okay, skip to the next scene, and they're there, and this is how we picture things. And I think that we need to remember immediately means something different here. Because I've heard this passage used to, and I think that people should jump in, if you're a Christian and you feel called to serve, I think you should jump in. I really do. I encourage that. I encourage that readiness, but do things smartly. I mean, if it's, I mean, this almost feels like I feel the need to I feel the need to follow Jesus. I'm not wearing pants. Well, nothing to it. I have to do it immediately. It's let's not be ridiculous, okay? And try to take the scripture as a whole. You know, when there is more information in another part of scripture, we have to kind of bring this all together so we can have a full picture. And I'm sure they left immediately, but Matthew's immediately uh, as a you know in Jesus's time may have been a lot different than other kinds of immediate. Now there are times where Jesus says, um, you know, does move things along and doesn't wait. He doesn't wait for some people. Um, and so there are pacing issues, but um, but it can get confusing if we don't try to understand the Bible as a whole. Now, I'm not even saying that people um, should be lazy about following Christ. That's not what I'm saying. But I do think that we have to be careful when authoritarianism raises its head, puts its hand in there, and says, "Hurry, hurry, 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 hurry." You know, it's like take the time that God needs for each individual thing. Okay? Feel free to prepare. Jump in when it's wise to jump in. Absolutely. You know, make sure things are well timed. But be careful if somebody takes one part of scripture and we're all learning. I get that we're all learning. Um but yeah, I wouldn't use the application right here, even though it uses the word immediately, um, as a way of saying, get out there and serve God now. You know, I think that you should, but it's helpful to have a full picture. You know, asking questions: who am I serving? How am I serving? Are people actually even being served? Are they really being served at all? You have a lot of missionaries, and this is sad, missionaries, pastors, and not all of them. There's a lot of there's many who are very very good-willed and are doing a fantastic job. But you have many that have a conquering mentality, and that's got to go. That kind of immediacy is not something anybody needs. But an immediacy where you understand the gospel and you're actively wanting to reach out, you know, be immediate in a way that is smart. Don't throw your brain out the window um, because you want things done in a hurry. And that's the key difference, isn't it? I think hurry is the right word. Um, Desire things get done fast, but also understand that they need to be done well. They need to be done right. So yeah, they dropped their nets and they followed Christ. But excuse me, it's getting kind of dry. Need my water. Um, but yeah, understand the importance that comes with immediacy, but don't get reckless. You know. So if you come across the scripture and are inspired to say, it's like, you know what, I have to get on the ball. It's like, that's great. Plan. Please plan. Understand the importance that comes with immediacy, but understand the importance of planning. You guys take care. We will come back with more Matthew tomorrow. And God bless you guys. Bye bye.